Yeah, Steve, just a few hours ago, Singapore and Australia banned the planes from their airspace. That is in addition to China and Indonesia, who grounded the 737 MAX 8s just yesterday.
Yeah, I think the issue that's important here is when a regulatory body like the CAAC does something, you pay attention.
Now, while the investigation takes place, Boeing is standing by the safety of this plane. The FAA also backing what they call the airworthiness of this product, essentially saying that the airplane's still safe to fly. But California Senator Dianne Feinstein, she asked the FAA to ground all the 737 MAX 8s until their safe use has been confirmed. Delivery on this plane began in 2017. The company delivered about 375. 5,000 more are on order. The investigation, though, just getting underway in Ethiopia. Among the many questions now is what, if anything, is tying these two crashes together, besides the fact that they are the same type of plane, each just a few months old. There is one other commonality we know for sure. Both of these crashes happened within just minutes of takeoff. Investigators hoping the two flight data recorders give more insight into the specifics of what went wrong. But here at the Boeing factory in Renton, obviously a lot of people are keeping a close eye on this story, a story that today is making international headlines. Reporting live, I'm Alex Rosier, King 5 Board.